I am confused as to how anyone can still question the trades that the Dallas Mavericks made. And tonight I am locked in 6:30 in Boston. Mavericks Celtics. What does it say that the Mavericks are a 10.5-point underdog? Is that absolute disrespect or just praise for the massholes?
Well, I think a lot of it's praise for Boston. I mean, they're the best team in the league, and they've shown it the entire year. They've got 3 legitimate guys. Nobody. Who else has that? Who else has what they have? I mean, and this is what we said when he was here. Porzingis really needs to be your 3. He's like a 2.5, right? He's a 2.5. He's not a 1. He's not a 2. He's
Middleton, Porzingis, maybe. If you want to talk about 3.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at Middleton's numbers. He's been hurt years past. Well, so is Porzingis.
So is Porzingis. I mean, he's been hurt like crazy, too. I mean, there's probably a few guys that have been hurt more than him, over the course of the last 6-7 years. But, this is an article I found.
And they got Holiday.
That's right, they got Drew Holiday. I mean, they're just loaded. So this is from ESPN, an NBA trade deadline and review. Did your team make the right move? Did Milwaukee address their areas of need? Did the Mavericks leverage themselves too much? Should the Lakers have been more active?
Porzingis is averaging 20 there. Tatum 27, Jaylen Brown 22, KP 20. Derek White is actually 4th in scoring at 15 a game, and then Drew Holiday at 13.
So these are the 3 categories you could have been in. Yes, they made the right moves and decisions. They're better now. That's the winners. The losers category is wrong move, wrong decision, and there's TBD, which is still too early to tell. Which ones do the Mavericks finish up in?
Too early to tell. Yes is the top one, and what's the middle?
Wrong. Wrong moves, wrong decisions. Yes, they made the right moves and decisions. They're better now.
Yeah.
Or 3, still too early to tell.
Yes, they made the right decisions. No brainer.
Okay.
No brainer.
They are in the category of TBD.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, by the way, the category of the yes, they made the right moves, the Knicks, the Celtics, Toronto, Clippers, Hornets, Timberwolves, Thunder, Bucks, Heat, Suns.
For the deadline?
Yeah, Cavs, Grizzlies, Spurs, Nuggets. Some of these teams did nothing.
Yeah.
And that was the right move for them.
I was like, all these teams did something?
Mavs lead off the maybe they did the right thing category. It's TBD, still early to tell. Here's what they say. They landed another complimentary teammate for Luka by nabbing Daniel Gafford, who averaged 10, 8, and 1.5 blocks through his first 6 games of the Mavs. His contributions were critical in those first few games as rookie Derek Lively was out. They rolled the dice in getting P.J. Washington, a decent player with size and adequate career perimeter shooting numbers. With this in mind, it's no coincidence they won each of their first 4 contests with those 2 in the lineup. It could turn out to be a sign of bigger things to come. Still, they need to be incredibly careful in safeguarding players and picks as Luka enters his prime. To get the front court duo, they dealt away Grant Williams, a player they landed by giving up a first-round pick swap in a sign and trade, and Seth Curry, and a 2027 first-round pick. Put another way, they have depleted their war chest in a short amount of time, which is fine for now, but down the road, if the Mavs hit a ceiling and Luka gets antsy, it's a problem. They eventually could look back and realize it spent way too much to attain a pair of players who might ultimately still end up playing behind Lively and Maxey in key moments. And that's fair. That's fair.
Gafford's minutes, okay, if you want to make an argument, P.J. Washington's slow start. But, all of us have said that they jumped a level in terms of being a threat. And everyone's talking about their depth. Yeah,
they got a lot more depth now. Like I get the point. Like if PJ and Gafford are backups,
yeah,
and you traded away a guy that you traded a first round pick swap for, and you also traded away a number 1 pick, and you traded away Seth Curry. Like that's you don't have a whole lot of reserves for the future to get better down the road.
Yeah, I get that
because I guess NBA teams are always like trying to position themselves for like, oh, let's position ourselves for 2030.
Yeah.
They always do that weird thing. Like, we're gonna take on all these contracts because, man, at 2030, we're going to have money to spend.
Who commented on this? Who gave their opinion on this? Was it like from the different ESPN writers, or was it one person?
It was the different writers. Chris Herring put it all together. He's the senior ESPN.
Like, did McMahon comment on this?
I did not see McMahon comment on this.
I just think it's to me, it's an absolute no-brainer. They're better. Like, I think it was, I think maybe they're not home run moves, but, it feels like a triple to me. Tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. 877-881-1053. Truckback.com text line. Now, it does feel funny saying this when they're 7th in the West. They're still sitting here flirting with a play-in situation, but they are, a game and a half out of the 5 spot with the Suns. Here's the West. Minnesota's up by a game on the Thunder. Denver is 1.5 back in 3rd. The Clippers are 4. Phoenix is 5. They're a half game up on the Pelicans. The Pelicans are a half game up on us. We are a half game up on Sacramento. So it is loaded between 5 and 8. Then you have the Lakers at 9 and the Warriors at 10. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with the move. So much so that I wish I knew more about Gafford and Washington, because the truth is I didn't. I'm not watching the freaking Washington Wizards. I'm just not. So I wasn't that familiar with Gafford's game. And again, PJ Washington, his slower start, even though he had his best game the other night, and then Gafford's kind of minutes up and down a little bit, getting some people criticizing Jason Kidd. I guess that would be the only justification for TBD, but I got to give Nico his props. That's my opinion. But ESPN just saying wait and see.